Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I'm doing my budget for March, so what I'm spending my money on and how I'm dividing it all, and then at the end I'm going to be doing a bit of a binder update and things because some things have changed. I know I haven't posted for a while. I have had a lot going on. I've been changing my office and everything like that, so it's just been a bit hectic, but I'm hoping to be back and be consistent again. So I'm just going to show you what I've been doing for my budget this month. So I've just zoomed it in there now so you can see. So hopefully you'll be able to read my writing, but I paid myself. So I paid myself £2,100. So a massive thank you to everyone who supports my business, because without you this wouldn't be possible, and yeah, I'm just really grateful. So first of all, I'm going to go through all my bills. So rent is 400. So my rent is £100 a week. That will be going up in April, but because it's a 4-week month for me, it's £400. So yeah. And then council tax was £80 this month, so that's pretty much half the price it normally is. And the reason for that is, instead of spreading it over 10 months with being self-employed, I always do the 12 months and then try to overpay when I can. So this month it was £80, and then for the end of March there'll be no payment at all, and then I'll go back to paying it in April. So it's just a nice way to do it without having the bigger payments each month. So yeah. And then gas and electric is 110. So I've rounded these up just for ease, and then it just leaves like a couple of pence or a couple of pound buffer. So my phone bill is 20. TV is 118. I know this is high. We've got Sky Sports, TNT, everything like that. So yeah, and it's well worth it in my opinion. Wi-Fi is 46. TV license right now we don't have to pay until April because we'll pay quarterly. I think I am going to change it to monthly, but yeah, nothing to pay until April. And also water is included in my rent, if you're wondering where that is. Contents insurance is £7. After a build I fell through my ceiling, this is definitely a necessity. And then subscriptions is £100. So this covers like 6 or 7 different subscriptions, and it's just easier to group it all together. And yeah, that comes to around £100. All of them are necessary, like Prime and things like that, things that I use for the business but also use personally, so I can't just use it as like business expenses. And then this last one, I'm doing an income buffer. So basically I'm taking 10% of my take-home pay kind of thing and putting that in a savings. So I've seen Budget with Ira do a similar thing, where just with being self-employed, it's like important to build up a bit of a buffer and try to get some savings behind just in case, because I mean normally March and April time are quite quiet for me, so if that's the case again, it will be nice to have this little buffer and hopefully to be able to build it up in the bigger months. So that is my plan with that. Obviously every month I won't be able to do that, but that's absolutely fine. So that is all the bills there. And then moving on to my envelopes, which is basically just my expenses. So food shopping, you'll have to excuse the cats, they are bouncing about in the background, they do love the new office. Food shopping's £80 a week, and it's a 4-week month for me, so £360. And then cats, so they're pretty stocked up on their food and things, so I'm going to continue with the £10 a week for them, so £40. Spending is the £30 a week. Obviously I do the challenge, but it's still £30 a week, so that'll be £120. And then eating out, I'm going to do £15 a week this time, so that'll be £60. And then household is £10 a week, so that's 40. And then just in case is £10 a week as well, which is 40 as well. So next up, we're going into like sinking funds and savings. So the main sinking fund is wedding. So I'm hoping to put £50 into that this month because that's a really important one. And then it's kind of difficult to, so there's not as many sections here, but I'll try and put everything in. So debt this month is £50, which is absolutely crazy considering I've had years of hundreds and hundreds of pounds of would help if you could see since I've had years and years of hundreds of pounds of payments. £50 just feels absolutely crazy and absolutely amazing. So as well as that, I'm doing my emergency. So I've been doing that on shorts you might not have seen, but I'm hoping to put £100 into that this month. And then my annual challenge, I'm hoping to put £35 in. I'll go into that in the end of the video as well, just to sort of explain that one. And yeah, so I'm also going to try and put into just regular challenges £25 a week. Obviously I would like that to be more, but right now that's a suitable amount. I think building up the wedding buffer and building up the wedding, building up the buffer and building up my emergency a little bit before I really start doing like lots of challenges really seems to be the best idea for me personally. I think that's just the best way to do things. So I'm just going to add everything up and see what we've got. So I'm just going to see what I've got left over. So 2,100, take away 400, take away 80, take away 110, take away 20, 118, and then moving on to the expenses. So 360, 40, 120, 60, 40, another 40, 50 for the wedding, 50 for debt, 100 for emergency, 35 for annual challenge, and 100, which leaves a £14 buffer. So I'm just going to put that in there now. So I'm really happy with that. Obviously it would be nice to be able to put more into challenges, but that's absolutely fine. It's still a lot of money going into savings itself. And I'm just so grateful for everyone who supports my business. I still can't believe I get to do this full time. It's absolutely amazing and I wouldn't change it for the world. So that is going to be the budget for March. Hopefully I can stick to it and everything like that, and I will be doing a check-in to kind of go through it. So this is the budget with Aira planner. If you haven't seen it before, it's absolutely stunning. There's so much beautiful stuff to it. I have only started it this month. I was going to start it in January, but just because things happened, I thought it was a nice time to start it in March. So now I'm just going to go through my binders and things and show you what I've changed. So starting with my essentials, nothing's really changed or anything like that, and I haven't actually spent any money out of here. So this is all kind of staying the same. The buffer in here is different to the income buffer. This is just going to be like a £200-ish buffer, I think, just for like littler things. Month ahead, appliances and tech. So I do really want to start building up my categories again before I start focusing on savings challenges. I know that the like save to sync method's great and I really do like that, but for me I just need to see the envelopes building up a little bit first. So going into my binder where nothing's changed but I have spent money from it. So hair and beauty, I use my gift card. Perfume is still the same with 10. Clothes and shoes doesn't have anything. Books doesn't have anything. So we spent the money out of shopping trip because we did like have a bit of a shopping trip, and my fiance got some stuff for the wedding which was really good. So the £50 being spent out of there. And then my birthday has 10 in, so I do need to try and build that up a bit more at some point, but it's not really a priority, so that's absolutely fine. So my occasions binder, so still got £50 in the wedding. Birthdays has now got 10 because I condensed a challenge. So Tiger Lilies came to say hi. And this is how my desk is always covered in hair. So birthdays now has 10 because I decided to get rid of the challenge for now and just put it directly in this envelope. Like I say, I really just want to be building up my envelopes before starting a lot of challenges. So gifts needs built up, date night, anniversary and future events. They all could do with being built up a bit as well. So the next two binders as well made the most changes. So this was the binder with just my challenges in, and instead of doing that I've condensed it. So I've took out a few of my challenges, and then from the blue binder I took out all of the challenges. So I've still got rock paper scissors, rolling it, the smiley saver, the 50p saver, and then I've also got the Nuke Man challenge from the Skin Brit, which I'm really enjoying, and then the bingo one from Kimberly Budget. So I'm going to be doing these ones, and I think that's just a nice amount of challenges. Instead of having like 12, this just seemed better for me for now. Ideally I would like to do a lot more challenges, and I am hoping to bring all of the ones that I had back, but I just feel more comfortable building up my savings a bit more first. And then next up I've got my annual challenge. So this is something that I did last year, and I was kind of reluctant to do it this year, but I just really enjoyed doing it, and it really saved a lot of money. So it saves £500, and the amounts are really doable, and it's a set amount each month, which I think I really like. I think that's much better for my budget and much better for me in general. So I've completed January, completed February, and there's a little bit in March. So there's £35 left to go for March, which is why I've budgeted that this month. And yeah, so like I say, it's just really doable amounts, and it saves £500 at the end, which will hopefully go towards a holiday or my long-term savings, just depending on what I'm wanting to do at that time. So next up, so I'm sticking with my Santa Sundays, so that's going well. Just put £10 in there today as well. So I'm also going to be continuing with my spending tin. So again, this should be for a holiday hopefully, and this is just with my weekly spending money. And then I've got my pound coin one, which is the £100, and then I've got my emergency tin as well, which I've been doing on my shorts, like I say. It's quite hard trying to find the balance between what to do on like TikTok and what to do on YouTube, because really my following is on TikTok, but that's fine. I really do enjoy posting YouTube videos, and I'm hoping to get the balance right. So a couple of things: my 10 Tuesday and 5 Friday tin is no longer a thing. For me, just having to put set amounts in every single week, as well as everything else I was trying to do, was just a lot. The Santa Sundays is fine because sometimes I'll put like double in, or I'll put it all in at once and things, but I just felt like the 10 Tuesday and 5 Friday was like another thing I needed to cover in my weekly budget. So that's why I've decided to take money from there. And I also took the money from my Iris 2K and my Ira binder, so I'm hoping to restart them in maybe the middle of the year, or like April, May time. But I needed to pay for the office to be decorated, and it was a massive priority, so I've moved into the bigger office. And before that I was just really limited to what stock I could have and things like that, because the space was so small. So I'm definitely glad with the decision. It was just that I needed to find the money from somewhere, and those were the places that made the most sense to me. And like I say, I think in January it's really easy to get caught up in needing to have a nice new setup, lots of new challenges and things like that, which is absolutely fine, it's great. And it's all about making saving fun. But for me, I think I need to balance the fun side of it and also saving for the important things. So I do think I'll do my Let the Dice Decide most weeks as well, to put something into like a boring category kind of thing. But yeah, so hopefully that video was okay. It's been weird to film again after so long, and I'm just recovering from a cold, so I've been coughing and haven't edited it out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.